Hello children, I hope you all are doing well at home. So let's continue the third chapter, that is biotic resources, natural vegetation and wildlife. Yes, till now we have learnt about the natural vegetation, its importance and conservation. Today we'll start the next topic, that is wildlife. Yes, what is wildlife? As you all know, yes, undomesticated animals or species of animals that live in the forested region. Those are wildlife, such as animals such as elephant, tiger, even so many types of, we can say different types of birds, insects, mammals, these all which live in the forest. Those are wildlife. Okay, so let's start with the topic, that is wildlife. It refers to the animals, birds and other organisms that live in their natural habitat. Natural habitat means forested region, we can see. Okay, so once again I repeat the meaning of wildlife, that is animals, birds and other organisms that live in their natural habitat. They are known as wildlife, or we can say the undomesticated animals. Okay, species of animals, reptiles, mammals, these are all known as wildlife. Yes, and it is a significant part of our ecosystem which makes a balance between the ecosystem. So it is very important in the ecosystem. And a huge number of animals, birds, reptiles and other organisms live in the forested region. As I said, they are undomesticated animals. Means a huge number of animals or birds, reptiles and mammals, they live in the thick forested regions. Next, this forest contains a wide range of animals from single-celled amoeba, means to the smallest, we can say smallest bird or animal to a biggest or largest animal, we can say. Yes, it contains from single-celled amoeba to more complex and big animals like elephant. So these all kind of wildlife we find in the forest region. Next, within the natural habitat, plants and animals live together and interact with each other for their requirements, to fulfill their requirements, such as they need food, the shelter and even so many things. So in this way, the plants and animals which lives in the forest, they interact with each other and fulfill their demands, their requirements. See here, India has different type of animals. Yes, our country is rich in the natural fauna, we can say, or wildlife sanctuaries, we can say. So India has different type of animals, birds, reptiles, mammals and fishes, even insects. Okay, in this way we can say about our country is rich in the wildlife property or wealth, we can say. Next, India has about 88,900 species of animals, along with it 1,200 species of birds. Yes, our country has 89,000 species of animals and 1,200 species of birds. And these animals are collectively known as wildlife or fauna of a country. Fauna means what? The animals, the wild animals or wild animals, birds. These are known as fauna of a country. So our country is rich in fauna, that is wildlife. So it is considered that 80% of total wildlife of the world is present in the country, that is our country, India. I do it once again. It is considered that 80% of all wildlife species of the world represents in the India, or we can say in India. Now I'll explain you about the distribution of wildlife in the world.
Wildlife refers to the undomesticated animals of a region, such as mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish and insect. Environment, that is forest. See here children, you have already learnt about the wild animals, means the animals which live in the forested region. Yes, such as lion, elephant, rhinoceros, tiger, etc. Now we will learn about the distribution of wildlife. Different parts of the world have different kinds of animals. So let's discuss about them in detail. Wildlife is a significant part of our ecosystem. It refers to variety of life forms like birds, fishes, and animals which live in a natural habitat. There is a balance in the environment if the relative number of species is not disturbed. The type of wildlife found in particular region depends on the natural vegetation of the region. Animals migrate from one place to another in response to the changing climatical conditions. It means they move from one place to another according to the climatical changes or climatical conditions, we can say. So let's discuss about the wildlife of South America. A variety of birds, reptiles, insects, fish, and small mammals are found in South America, especially in tropical region. Condor, the largest bird of prey in the world, and rhea, the flightless bird, are typical birds of this region. Anteaters and armadillos are mammals found in South America. The llama is a domesticated animal reared in the Andes mountain and Andes mountain for meat and wool. Jaguar, alligator, giant turtle, and pumas are some other animals found here. Now we will discuss about the wildlife found in Africa continent. Africa has plenty of wildlife. Elephants, wild buffaloes, crocodile, snakes, monkeys, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and gorillas are found in African forest. The savanna grasslands support a wide variety of herbivores such as deer, wild beast, giraffe, and zebra. Carnivorous animals like lions, cheetah, hyena, and leopards are also found in large number in this continent. Now we will learn about the wildlife of Australia. The wildlife of Australia consists of a diverse and unique variety of animals. Half of them are marsupials. Kangaroo is the most notable marsupial found here. Other animals and birds that are found here include koalas, emus, lyrebirds, kingfisher, kookaburras, eagles, and platypuses. Now Europe. In Europe, most of the forests have been cleared to provide land for farming. So, wildlife found here is very limited. Polar bear, wolves, wild boar, wild sheep, and saigas are the main species of animals found here. The fur-bearing animals like minks, ermines, and sables are now raised on fur farms. The common birds include partridges, larks, cuckoos, skylarks, and nightingales. Now, North America. Due to extremely cold climate in northern part of this continent, animals have thick fur to keep themselves warm. Some of them are Arctic foxes, reindeers, musk oxen, polar bears, sables, and blue foxes. Elks, mooses, bisons, hares, badgers, beavers, bears, hedgehogs, etc. can be found in the other part of North America. Now we will learn about the largest continent, Asia, its wildlife. Asia has an extremely wide variety of wildlife. In the tropical region, we can find monkeys, sloths, snakes, leopards, tigers, elephants, rhinos and antelopes. In its temperate region, we can find herons, peacocks, cranes, bears, foxes and squirrels. For-bearing animals like lions, minks, sables, polar bear, musk oxen, Arctic foxes can be found in the taiga and tundra regions of Asia. Now let's learn about the Antarctic region. There are the animals which are found here are mostly sea animals, and there are a lot of sea animals in Antarctica. Those are whales, fish and krill. The only land animals in Antarctica are penguins and seals.
Till now we have learnt about the wildlife and its distribution. Now we will learn how they are utilized or how they are important to us. So let us start with the importance and utilization of the wildlife, that is animals. How they are important to us. Yes, wildlife is very essential for the survival of the human beings. Yes, as you all know, we human beings are dependent on the wildlife, on the animals for our requirements. It can be like milk or like so many things we get from the animals. So wildlife provides us milk, meat, hides and wool. So in this way we get so many products from the animals such as milk, meat, hides. Yes, skins of the animals which is used to make the leather, that is hides, and even they also provide us wool. And insects such as bees and even we can say the silkworm we get from the silk. So in this way insect provide us honey and even help us with the pollination of the flowers. Means it disperses the seeds from one flower to the another flower. So in this way not only they provide us a product such as silk or even the honey, and even they also help in the pollination of the flowers. Wildlife plays a key role in the germination and soil generation and nutrient cycling, waste breakdown. Yes, as we have learned in the last video that fossils which makes the soil more fertile. So in this way wildlife, the animals, they also help us in the germination, nutrient cycling, waste breakdown and soil generation. So in this way they are very important to us. And even the birds, they feed insects and act as a decomposer. Next, the birds. Birds like vulture, they have the ability to feed on the dead livestock. It means they eat the dead animals. Because of that they are known as scavengers. So even in this way they help us to clean the dirty things we can say or the dead particles. So it is considered as a vital cleanser of the environment, such as vulture. So in this way the we can say wildlife is very important to us. Not only decomposers, they play a very important role, such as they maintain the balance in the ecosystem. So now we will learn about the importance of the utilization through the slideshow. So I hope children you have learned about the wildlife, its importance. In the next video we will learn about the human impact on the wildlife and along with that conservation of the wildlife. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.